What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Change, and in this video we're going to be talking about the revenge of the EP40. We're going to be going over the goals and expectations in 2025-26 for Elias Pettersson. Just for clarification, we're talking about the forward, not DPD, not Elias Pettersson. We're talking about Elias. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, I geeked out a little bit with the thumbnail. We're actually going to talk about the thumbnail a little bit later, as I just want to gush over it and nerd and geek out over it. But let's get to the actual topic of the video. Before we do that, let me quickly give a shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that amazing artwork you see there behind my shoulder. And you guys can check them out yourselves at GassyJackArt.com. You can also check him out on Instagram at Gassy Jack Art. There is a link to his website in the description down below. But let's go ahead and take a look at this article. And from our friends at Canucks Army, as always, and the title is, "What Does an Elias Pettersson Bounce Back Actually Look Like?" It's written by Tyson Cole. And he goes on to say, "It truly seems that the 2025-26 version of the Vancouver Canucks will only go as far as Elias Pettersson is going to take them. Of course, Quinn Hughes is and will remain the best player on the team, but up front, the Canucks are not going to get anywhere unless Pettersson plays up to the caliber of player that earned him a $92.8 million contract. After 2 consecutive seasons of over a point per game and hitting the century mark for the first time in 2022-23, Pettersson took a significant step back in 2024-25. The Swedish centerman scored just 15 goals and 45 points in 64 games. Now, many factors could have gone into his down season, whether it was a rift between teammates or a lack of off-season training. Regardless, there's no excuse when you're making the amount of money Pettersson is making. So what would Pettersson have to do to return to that franchise center level he once was? Let's take a look at meeting expectations. And that would be having a 30-goal near point per game season while proving he is still number 1 center caliber. Asking Pettersson to double his goal total from last season just to meet expectations might seem a little far-fetched, but it isn't really. In the previous 3 seasons, Pettersson scored 32, 39, and 34 goals. Those were back in the days when his shot was considered one of the most lethal in the entire NHL. Looking at his NHL Edge shot data from the past 3 seasons, Pettersson's top shot speed ranked among the elite in the league. 2023-24, 97.67 miles per hour, 95th percentile, with 207 shots on goal. 2022-2023, 95.78 miles per hour, 94th percentile, with 257 shots on goal. In 2021-2022, 96.15 miles per hour, 93rd percentile, with 192 shots on goal. But even last season, his shot speed was still there, clocking it at a top speed of 93.44 miles per hour, ranking in the 92nd percentile. His downfall was the shot volume. Pettersson took just 109 shots last year. Now, any Canucks fan watching could see that Pettersson lacked confidence in his shot, which likely led to the significant dip in his production. Point-wise, despite the low numbers, he still finished averaging 0.70 points per game. While that was still the lowest of his career, Pettersson did rank 115th in the league in points per game. Again, not good enough for the money the club is paying him, but he was still the second on the team behind Hughes in that category. Outside of his underperforming 24-25 campaign, Pettersson's lowest point per game season was his shortened 2020-2021 season, where he finished with a 0.81 point per game, 21 points in 26 games. That's not far off from the production he had last season. Pettersson is far and away the Canucks' best center on the roster, and now with JT Miller traded, Pettersson has nobody to hide behind if he struggles. He's proven he can be that player in the past. It's just about putting the past behind him and proving to himself and the fan base he's the player from 2018 to 2024, not last year's version. Let's take a look at what above expectations would be for Elias Pettersson. Return to the 100-point player he was in 2022-23. This would certainly be a big ask, but he's done it once. Who's to say he can't do it again? Looking back on that season, Pettersson found fantastic chemistry with Andrei Kuzmenko. The duo both scored 39 goals and totaled 176 points. Finding similar chemistry with another winger will be pivotal in Pettersson hitting the century mark again. But who on the roster is he most likely to find that chemistry with? Well, he used to have fantastic chemistry with Brock Besser. Why couldn't they spark things up again? The two players are fairly similar. Both are shot-first wingers with blistering wristers but have slower than average foot speed. We know that Besser performs best with a play-driving centerman who can get him the puck in open space. Canucks fans remember Pettersson's creative playmaking and his ability to draw in defenders to create space for his line mates. So if he can get his foot speed back up to his early career numbers, the two could rekindle what they once had. Likely everything would need to break right now for Pettersson to hit the century mark again. He would certainly need to stay healthy for a full season, which is something he's done just once in his career. However, it seems like a reasonable above expectation milestone Canucks fans can expect. Now let's take a look at what would be below expectations for Elias Pettersson. Failing to hit the 50-point mark again, doesn't gain his shot speed or foot speed. Here's what we here at Canucks Army set as below expectations season for Elias Pettersson last season. A below expectation season for Pettersson still likely yields offensive output most players in the league would take in a heartbeat, something in the neighborhood of 30 goals and 80 points. Gulp. As we know, Pettersson scored half of the goals and just over half of those points. That is not great. Pettersson's play last season left much of the fan base second-guessing his ability to truly lead the forward group. If he replicates what he did last year, the future of the Canucks might be in trouble. The foot speed is going to be crucial for a Pettersson turnaround. He did not come into training camp in shape as he was dealing with a lingering knee injury he sustained before the All-Star break in 2024. According to NHL Edge, Pettersson ranked in the 94th percentile in top skating speed, clocking in at 23.31 miles per hour. He also ranked in the 88th percentile in total speed bursts, over 20 miles per hour with 155. However, last season, Pettersson clocked in at a top speed of 22.73 miles per hour, which ranked in the 72nd percentile. The volume of speed bursts over 20 miles per hour was significantly down, ranking in the 53rd percentile with just 68. In today's NHL, the top players around the league, which Pettersson is paid to be, all have that burner speed that can regularly beat defenders. Without that, Pettersson likely won't be able to find that same scoring production, as defenders will be able to predict his next play, considering they know he can't speed past them. Next season is a big year for the Canucks and Pettersson. Will he be able to bounce back to the player he was for 6 of the 7 years of his career, or was last year just a sneak peek into his decline as one of the top players in the NHL? So that is the article. I will leave a link to it in the description down below. So I now beg the question to you guys. What are your goals and expectations for Elias Pettersson in 2025-26? If you guys caught my bold predictions video, I went on a limb and said, Pettersson's going to hit 30-plus goals this upcoming season, or something along those lines. I predicted that, Petey's going to bounce back. He's going to show us that he's that top caliber player once again. And so, if you guys want to check that out, you guys can go ahead and check that out on the channel. But right now, very quickly, I want to go over the thumbnail I did for this, because I really spent a lot of time on this. So let me just bring it up. There you go. Obviously, Star Wars inspired. In my initial video talking about the Pettersson comments, the whole revenge thing, or in my case, I used vengeance as I figured I'd go the Batman route, but I went the Star Wars route for this one, and I just wanted to showcase this to you guys, show it off. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on this, with adding the Star Wars like elements, throwing in the skate logo there in the background, the text. So yeah, I am very pleased with how this thumbnail came out. So, but that is the goals and expectations for Elias Pettersson in 2025-26. Once again, let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' goals and expectations are for Elias Pettersson. Are you optimistic like I am, or are you, nervous for what Pettersson might show us? Do you have doubts that he can be that 100-point player once again? And let me know who you think will have the best chemistry with Elias Pettersson. Do you think it could be Brock Besser once again? Or do you think it could be a newcomer like Evander Kane? Or do you think something can click between Jake DeBrusk and Elias Pettersson? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find us on social media, as you can see there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, as well as TikTok. You can find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Changed to find our Facebook page. Instagram is at The Line Changed. X is at Line Change Van. TikTok is at the TLC Podcast. One you can't see on here is Blue Sky. You guys can find us on Blue Sky as well at The Line Change. And feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated and really helps out the podcast. And that's going to do it for me in this video. As always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.